Welcome back to Color Class. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
And today we are talking about the differences between men and women in color analysis. And there's a couple things we need to discuss because men have something that women do not. And I should end it there and just jump on in and say beards. They have facial hair. Okay?
Facial hair.
Facial hair.
Yeah. The thing about it is it's kind of tricky, and generally, you've read, you've studied, you took classes, and nobody tells you this, but a man with a beard completely can mess up your color analysis if you're trying to do it the traditional way.
Yes.
Now, when I say mess up your color analysis, I mean, you can very easily put him in the wrong colors because you'll be looking at the hair on his head, his eye color, his lip color, which you probably, can't even see, skin tone, etc. Can't see much of that either unless he's bald. That's a different kind of way to color analyze. But let's start with the beards.
Yes.
The beard can either emphasize clarity, can make him look clearer, or it can make him look softer. Oftentimes, and I'm going to say often because not every time, but if you'll see a blonde man, quite often you'll see a lot of red in his beard. Mm-hmm. So, he might be ash blonde, literally, no red or gold highlights. But if he's got red, recognizable red in his beard, you have to go with the beard in terms of the color analysis. Now, you might ask why. It's not necessarily because that's the part that's kind of in your face. It's because it's the part that's next to his clothing. Mm-hmm. And the reason we do all this is to make sure that the clothing is harmonious with the man. And in order to be harmonious, the thing that happens with light, that happens like right here, all this, that's the key. That's the key to getting it right. So that the beard has such an impact in terms of what's going on, in terms of what you choose for that man. Mm-hmm. Color impact, of course, we mentioned, but harmony, the beard should align with the palette tones. So before you even consider hair, it's got to be, if you're looking here, that's where you should be looking.
And usually the hair is shorter too. So, the beard is a little bit more impactful right here with shorter hair. Now, if somebody had like a mane of hair coming down in a very 5 o'clock shadow, that's a little bit different. Okay. Then we're not talking that.
Yeah. I mean, common sense.
Yeah.
Basically, think of yourself as a palette artist. And when you're looking at someone, I mean, we've made it easy for you. We've told you, light versus deep, et cetera, et cetera. But with a man who has facial hair, even a mustache, blonde hair, red mustache, you got to really pay attention to the red in the mustache. And it happens so often. In fact, there's a scientific reason for it. Apparently, the follicles that produce the beard hair are slightly different than the follicles that produce the head hair. Plus, the sun bleaches out the hair that's on the head. So it's most of your red, if you were... I have a son who had kind of reddish blonde hair, like lighter than Nicole Kidman's, but that kind of light strawberry blonde hair. He now has no hair, but he's got this full red Leif Erikson beard. He looks like a Viking, and that changed his palette. He went from being as spring could be to an autumn, and it's all because of that facial hair. And so it's kind of important to pay attention to that and then look at the contrast. Because, if, for example, you got solid black hair, and I've seen this, sometimes the beard starts turning white before the hair does, or even before the sideburns do.
Nice, dusty, sprinkled in with gray
handsome,
hair.
Very dignified, very soft.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, that kind of moves you through the subcategories of a season by paying attention to that.
And also, men don't have because men don't use a lot of brow makeup, so they can lean a little softer when it comes to their eye makeup because they don't wear eye makeup. So brows, eyeliner, things like that, they can shift a little bit softer. I mean, I shouldn't say shift. They lean a little bit softer.
Well,
now
yes.
if you put some hardcore makeup on a man, that's gonna create some clarity. Okay,
it will. But let's think of somebody who has black hair, the Black Irish, that subtype, that category of individual. Black hair, pale blue eyes, black beard, and this stays that way for a while. It's very handsome, gorgeous, but then the beard right here starts to get white. And so they go from being a clear winter gradually to being a soft winter.
They can go softer. What about a cool? Would they go cool winter first? Because it would be a medium tone. So maybe they would go cool and then hit soft once it really start getting their gray up here.
You have to look at it. In my experience, they go right to soft.
Okay.
I haven't, cool winters in my experience are somewhat rarer than the other subtypes.
You need that medium depth. So yeah. They can be tricky.
So it is. It's a little bit tricky.
But they also share a lot of colors from the same palette. So.
They do. And even the soft winter shares some. But it's just like you take the clear winter palette and you lay just a gentle little veil over it.
Right.
And just bring it down a little bit. Because if you've got this vibrant purple going on right here in a sports shirt, and then you got the soft beard, a little bit of soft,
it's going to wear him.
It's just not as perfect as if you just tone it down a bit.
Right.
Now, here's the good news, because I know we've told you a lot of things, and maybe that you're thinking, oh, there's a lot to remember and a lot to consider, like common sense wise. So we realize it's a lot, but here's the good news. Women, when we give them their palette, they want to be able to wear every color that is in their palette. They've got wardrobes that expand, the gamut of everything that they can wear. Men, 6 to 10 colors.
On average.
Surveys have proven this.
Survey says.
Yeah, survey says 6 to 10 colors.
Blue, black, gray, white.
Depending on the season, could be brown.
Yeah.
But for shirts, for suits, for ties, and casual wear, 6 to 10 colors. So, that kind of makes it a little bit easier, because you're not having to determine everything. And some of those will need to be neutrals because, let's face it, guys like guy colors. And, they'll have suit coats that are in some neutral range. Makes it easier because it's the difference between being able to wear solid black if you're talking about that clear winter, that solid black suit coat, or a dark charcoal gray.
Right. Now, and we're not talking every man. I want to make it very clear. We're talking typical, my husband.
We're talking my son.
I know, the 5-color wardrobe. They just put on a hoodie and jeans every day and go out.
Now, your husband, he has a nice assortment of hoodies.
He does. He has a really great assortment of blue, black, gray.
Burgundy. He has a burgundy and a hunter green.
Burgundy, green. I did forget about green. Yes, the green. So, yeah, very large assortment of hoodies in those 5 shades.
Now, my son, not so much. He has a coat.
Yeah.
Bunch of T-shirts that are from his work.
Yeah.
And a baseball cap.
Oh, the baseball cap.
And let me tell you, my son has a bunch of baseball caps, couple, and they're never in a season. And it is. But her husband, a gazillion baseball caps in the same color.
Black and blue. That's it. Black and blue. He's a Mets fan. That's all he has. Black, blue. He's like, check out this new cap I got. And I'm like,
Don't you have it? Five times?
Is that new? And he's like, it has a new side patch. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing.
Yay.
So,
we're not making fun. We love the men in our lives. We do. And
we are making fun.
That's why we have to consider these things, because they feel left out quite often. Mm-hmm. So just think about this. Think about the facial hair. It's really important. And if this man that you're thinking about in terms of a gift or whatever, you're doing a color analysis, is bald and doesn't have any facial hair, because there are guys who are. Mm-hmm. Eyebrows. The eyebrows substitute for the hair.
Eyebrows, eye color, skin tone.
Of course, all the others.
Into it, yeah.
But if you're looking for hair and you can't find any hair, it's always right here.
Or glasses, if they wear glasses. So, yeah, you can find contrast. You can find softness in somebody. You can do a color analysis on anyone to get them in the right clothes, including men. Thank you for joining us today. We hope this was fun. If you want to get more into men color analysis, let us know down in the comments. I know a majority of our viewership are women, so I don't know how interested you guys would be. So let us know down below.
I guarantee you buy gifts. I guarantee you buy sweaters. I guarantee you buy shirts, and help make those choices. Yeah. And the more you know.
If you would like to do a color analysis or follow us on any of our socials, links are down in the description. So if you'd like to chat with us over on Patreon, head on to the link at the end of the video. I'm Sarah.
I'm Lucinda.
This has been another color class, and we'll see you in our next video.